And then this one, she has her normal hair and her little headpiece. What do you call them? Horns? I love that it just hasn't been explained in the lore yet. We're just all like, okay. Okay, we are back. It's been a couple days. Nails are looking a little bit rougher. Sweater is now green because it's cold. I wouldn't say the kick is gone, but the inspiration / motivation is for Spy X Family, and I gave up. So I feel like I should finish it, and I kind of ended abruptly, so we're back a couple days later. In case you're wondering, my boyfriend did come over, and that is in fact why I stopped. So let's see. Where did I leave off? As a refresher for me, this is the one I was drawing. For some context, I was trying to copy what I did here and add those little bottom lashes she has. But I think I drew the eyes too far apart, and I think the mouth is just too big, because that's what I was struggling with. I was struggling with the placement of the eyes, because her head is a little more ovular and I did it a little bit more circular, but I was just gonna roll with it. Except for the fact that I messed it up. Try not to have another what is ever underneath. That looks a bit better. I did it kind of roughly, so To be fair, this is the first sketch of my first sketch of the day. I'm not riding the high of these. But I think her hand is definitely too big. I definitely should have like drawn the body. Excuse me. I should have drawn the body before I put pose on it. I thought I could just wing it, but again, child proportions. I don't know what I'm doing. And so, she looks a bit wonky. Do I just cover it? Do I just... I feel like I should. Okay, I'm gonna try redrawing it from my sketch and from memory instead of looking at the picture and see if I can do anything different. I mean, I probably can now that I'm warmed up, so I'm not too worried, but I might as well try. I think I'm doing the thing that like Western animation tends to do with like making the head much bigger for younger characters, when if you kind of look at it, Anya's head is like the same shape as everyone else's. Maybe a little bit smaller, but, and obviously it's just rounded, it's just more, she's got more like baby fat on her. So I think that's partly why my proportions look a little odd. But I also know that like in anime, I guess, sometimes younger presenting characters do have bigger heads. But that's usually because they're like chibified and not, I don't know what I'm saying. I think that's what was wrong, and that's why I erased it. And then obviously I don't know what a kid's body looks like, so I'm kind of just trying to figure it out. Like obviously she doesn't have an hourglass figure or anything. She's a child, but she is on the small side, so it's not like she's got really broad shoulders, and I feel like that's what I'm making it look like. But obviously she's not like snatched like that, so like she's a kid. She's like 4, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look back at the picture because or at least look at maybe some Anya's. Like there's one, and obviously it is Anya, but the style is so different that it doesn't immediately read as Anya. And then we have Yor. Here's an Anya. See, her figure is very box-like. And mostly, like she's got a little indent. For the most part, she goes like straight down. This picture actually might help because it's her wearing a dress. That isn't the one I've already been referencing. But I think it's this collar too that's messing me up. So maybe I'll just draw that dress. Because I can't figure out what her body's supposed to look like. Now I get this is like a guest contribution, but it still has those child proportions that I'm trying to learn how to do, that I'll probably return to at some point in a video. I just want to be able to draw Anya, because I feel like my attempts have been going well. Not the first attempt of anything by any means, but like there's progress. And her hands are up. Maybe I just change everything. Maybe I don't redraw it. I just focus on trying to learn how people draw children. They're not long. And I draw very long humans because I have very long proportions, so most of mine end up being my proportions, which is a not great thing. Technically, should be diversifying, but that's how I learned to draw, so that is what I do for the most part. Obviously, I have experimented with trying to draw more, but as like a default, that tends to be it. I tend to just do my proportions. I could probably leave that because I really do like the other dress, but I can't figure it out. Her hair also looks really long in this one. It's probably just the pose, but so I don't really know how they draw kitty hands, but based on her like legs, she's got a little bit of shape to them, but for the most part they're kind of like chubby, not chubby, skinny. I think that's what I want. They're kind of up and down. And I also need a way to keep this book open, because me just putting my arm on it is not the best solution. I'm leaning forward more, so hopefully I'm not sticking my head in the camera like I did for my first video. I'm pretty good about not putting my head in the frame, but I've also been really bad about editing. Jeez. I'm working on the captions for my sketchbook tour at the moment, and there's one segment where I replaced the audio with music, and so my voice just cuts out completely, and it's just normal loud music all of a sudden. And I went back into the original file to try and fix it, but it's not, like, working, so that's kind of where I have to leave it. Maybe I'm trying too hard to draw Anya in her, like, actual canon design and not focusing enough on, like, how I would draw her, because I would add a lot of poof to her hair, kind of like what I did with these, because, like, she doesn't really have them in the pictures. Sometimes she does it, like, the ends of her hair, but not really, like, puff. And so, but, like, I would draw her with that, so maybe I'm just not focused on that. Question mark? I feel like I got the proportions better. She is very up and down, but again, it's a dress, so it helps to hide it. Maybe that's why she's always in dress. The creator also doesn't want to draw Anya proportions. But it's those eyes. I feel like this is all the room I give myself, and it's like, unless I put them down here, which is really low on the face, it's gonna go up into her hair, and I think that's also part of the problem, because I draw my eyes more like rectangular, rectangular. Like I draw my eyes like that, and then Anya's eyes are like that, and so it makes it a bit more difficult in placement based on how much room I give myself when I draw. So I think that's part of the issue I'm discovering. Unless I give her little squinty eyes. Like Damien has narrow eyes that would lend itself to my style more. Yours, brother? Is it Yuri? I feel like it is. I think he's over here. Yeah, Yuri. And then Fiona, they both have narrow eyes. But then Yor has rounder eyes, Lloyd has narrow, Becky has round. So, it's an interesting style thing to kind of like acknowledge and like walk through, because I don't really know how to fix it. Unless I just change her eye shape completely, in which case I could. I mean, that's what yeah, that's what these artists did. They all drew them in their own style, but yet it's still very like obvious that it's like Anya. What about Anya makes Anya? Is it just her design? Like if I draw my normal eyes on this, will it look like Anya? I didn't realize that the Attack on Titans author made one, so I'm kind of like looking at that one. Because it is very like Attack on Titan-esque, I can tell based on Lloyd's face. But it's interesting how they drew Anya. Now this is obviously like more of a shoujo manga, maybe? I don't recognize the title. The titles tend to be in here, and I don't recognize the title, so maybe it's not. But they're not Yor's eyes, if that makes sense. Like, this isn't the style, which nothing wrong with. Obviously, it's the artist's style interpreting Yor and everything. And it still looks like Yor. Like, these all look like the characters, so it's like, what can I do to transfer them into my ever-changing style? And then, like, it doesn't help that, like, her eyes are covered in this one. They're very round in this one. Round in this one. Round. Derpy. Her head is kind of turned, but round. Round, but more of an oval rather than a circle like some of the others. Circular, oval. So maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just turn it into more circular. Sorry, I got distracted by literally the person who's probably known most for her intro song being for Demon Slayer Season 1. I didn't know she made one. I should really like look through this more so I don't have this like revelation while filming, but I haven't really looked at this much. It's not new, but I just haven't had the time. I think this is an interview, but I was just looking to see if there was more I can kind of work off of. Like, her eyes are narrow in this one, but normally when she's not in her like assassin mode, she has more very like round eyes. His tend to be narrow regardless. I would say in normal they're a bit wider, but then spy they're a little narrower. And then Anya tends to pretty much have her round eyes unless it's like a goofy explanation. It's like a goofy, if you can see it. It's like, unless it's trying to be goofy. Or super sentimental, but I'm pretty sure they're still around. There's some sketches of Anya. It looks like it kind of is what I said about putting her in like very long dresses that kind of hide her features. I don't know if it's intentional or not. It's obviously just speculation, but it definitely helps. And it's interesting how her height has kind of changed relative to Yor in these three. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent. This video is going to be so long if I don't, like, draw. But I'm also kind of scared of messing up. So what if I, like, make 2 C's, add her little eyelashes, and then I'd like those bottom lashes she had in that one drawing when I was trying to redraw this one. She had little tiny little lashes, not ashes, on her bottom lids, and I like the way that looks. I made this one a little wonky. This is the pain of traditional art. But my Apple Pencil is broken, so you guys will not be getting digital art from me in a while. Hopefully I can afford to fix it soon. Technically I have another job, so technically I can, but I feel like the money should come from, I don't know, something else. Let's see. Big round pupils, or irises, or whatever it is. Irises. Pupil would be the little one. And then she tends to have eye shines, but I don't tend to draw eye shines in mine. So I'm not sure what I want to do about that. And then when I do this, I draw them really close together, and then I can't do it on here. Maybe I just need a sketch lighter. If I put a nose down here, this isn't even how I normally draw noses. I don't know why I'm not just following my actual art style, but I'll call it a study of sorts. Not a very good one, but maybe I'll come back to it at some point, because I really do like the Spy X Family, and I feel like I'm not doing it justice. Speaking of the show, as if I haven't been speaking of it like this entire time, I am right now pretty much an exclusive anime watcher. So I have not caught up on the manga. I have not seen anything really about the manga. And as of filming this, I haven't seen the movie, because I was waiting for it to come out on Crunchyroll, and it came out pretty recently. So, because I wasn't able to see it in theaters when it came out. But just, please no spoilers. But I'm caught up on season 1 and 2. Is it 2 seasons, or was season 1 just split into 2 parts? Or was season 2 cut up into 2 parts? Anyway, caught up on the episodes. Haven't watched the movie, haven't read the manga. There. And then this is really the only piece outside of that I own. Sorry, it sounds like I'm about to cry. I just had a coughing fit, and I guarantee I'm gonna edit it out, because that was pretty egregious, but I'm not about to cry. I just am still sick. I think I'm getting better, but my voice has definitely done like one of these through this entire video. Which, I don't know how long it's even gonna be, because I ramble, and when I edit, I don't tend to cut out my ramblings. And the first chunk that I recorded the other day was 48 minutes long. So, we'll see. And then I never even finished the page, so I'm like, okay, I have to come back and finish it. I feel like think that works. I feel like that looks like Anya. Maybe it's like a obviously stylistically different Anya, but I feel like her cones, her horns look like ears, and so I need to fix that. Let's see, they're more like this, and they're more pointy. There, and then some kind of like design like that. And then I still haven't drawn her arms. Finish off her upper arm and then do a little bit of shape in her forearms. And now she can... I should just put her arms down, but I like the sleeves, so I don't want to. But I feel like for the sake of my sanity and the drawing, I'm gonna put her arms down because I don't know how to draw tiny child arms, and I'm also, I feel like I'm not showcasing my skills as an artist. Does that work? I feel like no, she just looks like she's got really broad shoulders again. Should I just kept him up? Should I just kept him up? Might just have to accept defeat on this one. It doesn't even cover the whole thing, tragically. I mean, I did it in pencil, so I can just erase it, but it still shows through, too. I just erase everything underneath and then just cover it up. I could have just erased it from the start, but I felt like covering it up is just easier. Especially since it doesn't really erase completely. And then I feel like I should finish the page, and then that will be the end of the video. Also, I haven't mentioned it in this video, but I did mention it in my sketchbook tour video, but for this sketchbook I'm using the Bailey J. I got something on the cover. Bailey J sketchbook. Bailey J. And I have her website linked in the description. I don't remember if she has any more of this design, this witch hat design, but I do know she has a very cute cat design, a Luna moth design, and a strawberry design, if you're interested. And then her website has all the specifics about the sketchbook itself, like the weight of the paper, how many sheets, how many pages, that type of thing, because I do not know it off the top of my head. But with that out of the way, what do I do next? Because I don't think I'll get around to doing a full design, especially since I need to finish this recording and then get studying because I have an exam later today. But what can I do? Do I torment myself? Do I draw Anya and Becky? 2 children? Do I draw Yor and Lloyd? I definitely don't have the skill to draw dogs. That's where I was going with that. So I cannot draw Bond. But Oh, and if anyone's interested in getting this book, I'm pretty sure it doesn't cover anything in the movie, so I'm pretty sure it just covers the 2 seasons. And I say that because at one point, I don't know where it was, so I don't know if I'll be able to find it again. I think it was right before right here. It mentions the cruise arc, so it definitely has season 2. But I haven't noticed anything that I don't recognize. Like, I think I recognize everyone, so I don't think it covers the movie, but don't quote me on that. In case anyone's worried about spoilers. This one works. I don't really want to draw them in their school uniforms, I don't think. But I like her with her hair down. I guess it's just styled differently. We'll see. Maybe I just draw her. Maybe I don't draw anything. Who knows? Maybe if I'll use the book to... Yeah, that was... Do I want them interacting? This is hard. I just need to pick something. Maybe I just draw Becky. Maybe I'll just do that. Maybe it'll actually be the one thing that's not a sticky note. Because they don't have perfectly rounded faces. Technically, there is a little point. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so I don't tend to draw it. I tend to just make them very, very round. Why did that one turn out so well? Maybe now I'm actually warmed up? I don't know. Maybe Anya's just a pain in the butt to draw. Yeah, that works. And then today is October 1st, the first day of spooky month, and then I did this on Friday, I believe. So, let's see, when was Friday? Friday was the 27th of September. Okay, so the top I did September. 2024. And then this bottom part I did October 1st, 2024. And that's mostly for me because I like remembering when I did stuff, especially even though using a sketchbook is kind of a linear progression, you don't tend to skip pages, you just kind of keep going forward. Every now and then you skip a page, but for the most part linear. In which case dates are in chronological order, but I like being able to look back and go, oh, so that's what I was doing on this day, or oh, so this is how my art has progressed from May to October, which seems a bit more reasonable because sketchbooks usually take people a while. But thank you so much for watching. Check out my links in the description if you're interested at all, and it'd mean a lot to me if you would consider subscribing. I have more videos that have been posted if you haven't been here since the beginning. If you're interested in those, feel free to take a watch. This is so far the first fan art video. Everything else is bullet journal or original art. But I hope to do this more. I just don't hyperfixate on things like a lot of people do. So this is the first time I got like really excited to draw something, so I tried to take advantage of it. And then couldn't do it all in one day. So, but I think I like how everything turned out. I think Yor could use some work, but I think turning some of these digital would be a lot of fun. So maybe I'll do like a part 2 or something. No promises, no promises. And do them digital, but in order to do that, I need my pencil to work. So if you want to donate at all, I have a buy me a coffee link in the description. But don't feel obligated to give anything, of course. And I will see you next time.